Whiskey Thoughts is the part of the show where we each take a shot of whiskey, we bare our soul, and we let you in on the MMA-related thoughts of two degenerates. That is us, the Whiskey of the Week. This week we got two. I am taking High West Whiskey. Manny's taking some Crown Royal. Every week that we do this, we will post it on our Instagram at the Simply MMA podcast and on our YouTube channel as well. If you want video of yourself taking a shot, giving your own whiskey thought, DM it to us or send it to our email. We'll mention that later and we will post it. Manny just took his. What is your whiskey thought this week, brother?
My whiskey thought is Michael Chandler. I liked him when he was in Bellator. I was not sure about how I felt about him coming over to the UFC, only because I was excited to see him fight right away. I felt like he could have fought Tony. Didn't happen. Seemed like we had to wait for his. And I feel like some of that stuff, maybe I'm wrong, but it just felt like get in there and fight. Don't make us wait.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little hesitant about him seeing how he was going to do against Hooker. But, man, we've all had first days on the job. We all want him to go well. We always hope that we make it a good first impression and that people like us. You couldn't have done a better job than Michael Chandler. Absolutely fantastic. He looked like he was in tremendous shape. The moment was not too big for him. He comes out, not only gets a first-round finish against a really tough, durable guy like Dan Hooker, but then on the mic afterward, rips a perfect promo. Was not corny,
Beautiful.
was not cheesy, didn't stumble his words, didn't mess things up or jumble this or that or make a mistake. Perfect. To be that hyped up on adrenaline in the biggest moment of your professional career, on your first day with the company, to be that calm to rip a promo like that, like Michael Chandler, not Conor McGregor when it comes to the mic, but it was great. Everything about the performance was great. How he handled himself during fight week, how he performed in the fight, and then what he did on the mic afterwards. My whiskey thought is how impressive Michael Chandler was on day one in his first performance in UFC. Perfect. Just as good as you could have possibly hoped for a debut. And now I'm really excited to see who he fights next, because I feel like with his stand-up, obviously that power, and then his wrestling, he's a dynamic player at 155.
Definitely a guy that I was not expecting to be.
No, I'm like, dude, I love this guy.
Yeah.
Once he grabbed that mic and ripped, I was like, all right, I'm in. I'm in on Michael Chandler.
Yeah, me too. I'm a fan now. My whiskey thought this week is kind of a two-parter. One, going back to that Magny Chiesa card, just starting it off, I was watching, and you had the first two fights on that card. You had Victoria Leonardo taking on Manon Fiore, I'm probably saying that wrong. And then Umar Nurmagomedov taking on Sergey Murazov. And as I was watching those fights, I couldn't help but think how far MMA, the UFC, but MMA overall has evolved in such a fairly short amount of time for a sport. Things started around the 90s with the UFC. And then now you have in the first two fights on the card, those two fights, you kind of see everything. You get to see the grappling. You get to see very impressive stand-up. You got to see both guys going back and forth, both gals. Nurmagomedov getting the takedowns. Murazov hitting Granbies, and then they're up on the feet with high-level stuff. Mm-hmm. So that was impressive to me, just seeing like those first two undercard fights could fight. They would be top prospects like 6 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Which is crazy.
Champions 15 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So it's crazy to see how far this sport is evolving, continuing to evolve. And then the other thing, which is similar to one of my old whiskey thoughts, but how fucking unpredictable is MMA? Like we mentioned earlier on the podcast, the Conor McGregor Poirier card, or that fight was the one fight on the whole card. We've been watching MMA for years, and that was the one fight I knew. I was like, Conor McGregor is going to win this fight. People at work, other friends have been asking me, well, what do you think about this fight? Dude, it's not even close. Conor wins. Gets knocked out.
And even on the Max Holloway card, the first three fights of the main card, big underdogs all won. Mm-hmm. It's been the year of the underdog. If you just look back for not the calendar year, obviously, but if you look at the last 12 months, we've had
Marina Rodriguez and
massive upsets.
Ribas.
Yeah.
That was another one. That was, I thought, for sure win for Ribas, and Marina Rodriguez gets the win. So
betting's been really hard.
Betting's been rough. Year. I lost about $120 on the last one. So don't go out betting your mortgage on MMA, because it'll get you. But yeah, those are my whiskey thoughts this week. We'll take a quick break and be back with some payment pick'em.